Say good morning. Say come on in. Good morning. This is the reality of life with a disability, that's for sure. So I've had a UTI for the last month, and I haven't been able to take my antibiotic or the right one because just being busy. So it hit me this morning. I feel so sick. I have shooting pains, and then my back was hurting because I was having fun last night. And I just feel really bad that I'm not down there. I miss my kids' class. I just feel really bad. I feel like I'm letting everyone down. It's hard because I don't want JJ to see me in pain like this, so the balance of I don't want her to be worried, Hope that I feel better and then go from there. So I'm gonna give myself a few hours and then I'm gonna go down. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
It's been quite a bit, and then with everything that Mom's doing, she's obviously super busy. So we're trying to find things that we can do to keep ourselves entertained, like tea parties and then pouring water all over the floor. So yeah, it's been fun. But it's all part of the dad life,
So I'm currently rooming with Chelsie, and she has been dealing with a lot of her health issues the last week. Planning for Rollettes Experience, I know she's felt the most unorganized that she's felt in any other year before. She's dealing with a UTI right now. She got out of bed this morning, woke up, came straight to Ellie and I and was like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the dance class. Her back was spasming, her UTI was hitting her. She spent the entire night with nausea and dry heaving, and so yeah, it's definitely not the glamorous side of a disability, but it is the reality of a disability. And I know right now she's upstairs and just trying to get better and trying to push it because she is the face of Rollettes Experience. And I think everyone is here to just see her and obviously here for the Rollettes Experience itself. But I know deep down in her brain, she feels like she's letting somebody down or everybody down. But yeah, I think she also needs to remember that she needs to take care of her body and that she is disabled. She is Superwoman, but she still has a disability.
My favorite part, last night at the saloon night, we were doing adapted line dancing. I love line dancing. So I was having a good old time and the kids were getting into it and we were doing the wobble, but we were doing the waddle. And it was so much fun. And the Rollettes performed last night. We performed our Tate McRae mix that we performed a couple weeks ago at the Carnival Choreographer Showcase here in Los Angeles. And the crowd loved it.
Bring it back, 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 back. Look at all the shoulders. Bring it back, back, back. Bring it. Look at all the shoulders. Bring it.
I think performing in front of the disability community, it's that level of understanding. I think they actually understand the movements and the execution more. Performing in front of other audience, there's kind of just more of a wow factor. But for me, when I'm performing in front of the disability community, they know exactly, what it is. And so in some ways the stakes are higher because they get it and they know. So that's why I love performing in front of our community, because those in some ways are the more nerve-wracking performances for me, because I don't want to mess up in front of them.
Chelsie said it really nicely last night. It's because looking out in the audience, we know all the faces and they're like our family. So it's a little more intimidating, I think, than performing in front of strangers, because when I'm performing in front of strangers, it's easier for me to like imagine they don't have faces and that nobody's really watching me. But when it's people that I actually know, the pressure's on because you want to do well and put on a good show for them.
We hold ourselves to such a high standard, I feel like, because dance is the core and the foundation of everything that we do. So those are the moments where we really want to show up for our community.
We're getting ready for Allie's acting coaching and Q&A session.
Yes.
So Addie and I are the demonstrators. She texted us this morning and was like, do you have anything you can sing or perform? And, you know, as performers, we were like, yes.
N-O-O-H, baby.
I-O. Ma, ma, ma.
Hi, how is everyone doing today? I am so happy to be with you all. What I love the most about Rollettes is it keeps getting better by the hour. And it was the biggest moment of my life. Picture seven-year-old Allie, like in like a tiny gold wheelchair with green splashes, bleach blonde hair down to my waist, oversized red cardigan, playing Annie. So I come out from the outdoor shower, which was stage left, and I took center, and I'll never forget, like taking a deep breath in front of my whole neighborhood, and I sang, maybe far away, or maybe real nearby. He may be pouring her coffee. She may be straightening his tie. Maybe in a house all hidden by a hill. She's sitting playing piano. He's sitting paying a bill. And in that moment, it felt like the world stopped. Because everyone was staring at me. But they weren't staring at me because I was in a wheelchair. They were staring at me because I was the star and I was hooked. I knew I wanted to be on stage for the rest of my life.
I got to demo a monologue for the attendees. And most of them have not seen me act before, and none of them have seen me act in person. So it was really intimidating to be doing it in front of all of my friends.
My favorite part about coaching is helping people really find their voice, their presence, their power in the room.
Again, at the top.
It's just, I can't talk to my family about this. They'll simply gloat. They never liked Andrew. He wasn't good enough for them. Isn't that unbelievable? He's the best man I've ever met, and he's not good enough for them. He doesn't make enough money, and they certainly don't like his politics. Edward was the one they liked.
So it's about money and politics? Oof. Excuse me? That's what they're measuring the man on. Again, from the top. Come in even faster, louder.
I think it's important to come in hot, right? You get one shot. So I like to remind people that in a song, in a script, there's stuff that happens right before that first line. So get activated and get right into it. Get right to your point. Get right to the high notes.
Her method of before she went into auditions, she's like, we have to move and release some of the nerves. And she's like, and she said for us as wheelchair users, we're sitting and, you know, an able-bodied person could just do jumping jacks and release those nerves. And she said, we need to do those variations of whatever that is. So I was doing uppercuts for 30 seconds, getting ready, and I felt so much more relaxed and dropped in than if I had just let my nerves build up and then went on stage to do my piece.
What is confidence? For me, confidence is posture. And I am not telling you you have to sit up straight to have posture. I'm talking about your eyes. Your eyes can be eye contact. Your eyes can be on fire, hungry, wanting, needing something. We all have that in us because of the hell we go through at times. Use it, channel it. It's really, really powerful.
It felt so different than like my normal acting class because she has the perspective of a disabled woman who uses a wheelchair, and she comes from that point of view. So it really helped me with my piece, and I'm just so grateful that she chose to share her time with us. And now I am taking Chelsea's place in Christopher Scott's dance class, so I'm about to go dancing through life. Bye.
So it is currently 12 o'clock. Chelsie is upstairs right now. She is attempting to take a nap. She is feeling better. She's doing double heat pad right now. Our goal as of right now is to get her lunch, and then we're going to attempt to get her ready and see if she could get down here at 2 o'clock.
Things change all the time, but today things changed a little bit more for us than we usually anticipate.
Chelsie, obviously, this schedule is very jam-packed, and it's not just this weekend. There's so much prep that goes into it, and so she really doesn't have the time usually just to check in with herself. I know that sounds so easy to do, but there's just so many missing pieces. So it's really unfortunate that this is happening right now, but she just needs to listen to her body, and hopefully she'll be good.
It's a sucky feeling when your best friend is crying in bed and not feeling good, and I'm just gotta put a smile on and get ready for the day and keep it pushing.
I think obviously professional work relationship is priority, especially when she needs us. But also it's in moments like this where she's not really fully able to stop herself. She needs others to kind of step in and be like, hey, you're not good right now, you know? And that's okay. I think she has a lot of pressure on herself that she puts on herself, which I totally understand, but it's in moments like this where I have to be also kind of a friend more and just be like, you need to put you first right now.
I looked at the schedule and we all just figure out ways to make it work. The girls are amazing, and we workshop together, we check on each other, we communicate, and I think it's something that we're used to. It's just coming up with a game plan and making it work, because as a rollette, you just you have to go with the flow and be proactive, and that's exactly what happened today.
So everyone is just filling in the gaps where they can right now, because our fearless leader is down. But all good. The rest of the programming is going amazing. Richard's teaching right now. Everyone looks like they're having an incredible time. And we got a rodeo tonight, so we got to keep it moving, you guys. Let's go.
Working with brands for the first time, if it's their first time working with a disabled model or a disabled content creator, it's really important that they understand me, especially if we're going to be shooting in person, that all of my access needs are met, because I think that people don't realize how important it is for me to have an accessible space to be able to do my job like everyone else, to be able to show up on set the way that all other models do. The thing that was really special about my anthropology shoot is that it was for disabled models. It was amazing to be among other disabled women, because usually I am one of the only disabled models, if not the only disabled model in a space. So to be together, to have that little community, just like Rollettes Experience, I think it was so special to just feel beautiful and empowered by each other. And then also because they knew that 4 disabled models were coming, it was completely accessible. It was this beautiful planned space for us to just not have to worry about any of the inaccessibility that we might face elsewhere. I would say my best modeling tips are literally just practice, whether that's practicing in front of the mirror, practicing with a friend on your iPhone, just getting comfortable in front of the camera is really important. I think the way that you get comfortable is just by starting by being silly, by being open, by playing around, whether that's making funny faces, whatever makes you feel comfortable, and then to just keep trying.
Guess I thought you were the antidote. So tell me why I'm catching symptoms from your broken.
So I'm Dom Monville. I am Danika's partner. They needed some extra hands today, and I picked up some steak burritos.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the sketch, have you been talked to about the adaptive fitness class? Okay, so Sharon Malone, who's teaching the adaptive fitness class later, has been asking me for literally like 2 months to find a guy. Because she's gonna practice her moves on you.
Okay.
Can you? Okay, you're the perfect candidate. Yes.
So you never want to live in fear. Fear is paralyzing. So you want to be able just to be aware of your surroundings. That is self-defense. Situational awareness is 90% of self-defense. So it's just a matter of paying attention to your surroundings. That makes a big difference between whether or not an attacker is going to come at you or they're not. Those are the ones that are scared, are looking down, etc., and not having that confidence. You want to be able to just empower yourself, and being able to be situationally aware makes the difference between whether somebody's going to pick you or they're not going to pick you. So you always want to look somebody in the eye. I know I was taught if they don't, just look away, they won't pay attention to you. That's not the case today. You have to be looking at somebody. It's just like my German Shepherd, they're constantly looking. Just make sure you know, and be able to describe somebody.
Rachel!
I just got done shopping to remember this year specifically, and I got a Rollettes Experience patch. Haven't figured out where I'm going to put it on yet, but I know it's going to be somewhere that I'll be wearing all the time. These cute disco ball cherries, a Rollettes Experience rodeo t-shirt, and then the amazing ADA is not up for debate hoodie that I'll be wearing nonstop.
Do it like me.
Oh my gosh, I love Chris Scott.
We're doing Dancing Through Life from Wicked, which is so exciting. There's 2 separate parts, like the stomping part and then the, you'll be happy to be dancing through life, down at the Oz dust. I'm so excited for Chris Scott though, and he's such a sweetie pie.
It is the exact same choreography, but we had a session with Chris to adapt it. And he was so inquisitive about the process. It was really exciting to be able to work from him and learn from him, but he was also learning from us. So it felt really collaborative.
Oh, Chris! Hi. He's here! So good to see you.
Yes.
Do you like the shirt?
I love it. You know what? I didn't even put on a Wicked shirt.
What do you think?
What am I thinking?
So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our choreographer for today's class, Christopher Scott.
When I first stepped on that stage, I actually get nervous every time I teach, no matter what the place is. But I think here, I was like, okay, let me just start. And then I started, I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, dancing through life, boom. And I saw the whole room hit that together. And I was like, okay, I'm with friends. I felt really pulled to this experience, really through the community. I think through Chelsie and the Rollettes, once I really started to tap into what the community was about, what they were made of, who these people were, you start to make friends. I'm starting to teach classes all over LA, and I'm seeing people in wheelchair dancers coming to my class all over the city. And I'm like, oh, this is like a community that's embracing me. And so I was like, I gotta come see the Rollettes Experience. They're like 200 wheelchair dancers. You're gonna be like in a room with them. So it's like, that's the kind of exchange that I love, that I want from, different communities and all styles of dance.
Chris Scott is one of the most brilliant choreographers who is in the working industry right now. He is somebody who, there's a why to every single movement that he puts in any of his pieces. And so for him to get to be here working with us, and for the attendees to get to experience a choreographer with so much brain, but also so much heart, is so surreal.
My storytelling process through choreography, it always starts with the song. I try my best to let let the first pass of everything be the song telling me what to do. I try to listen to it as much as possible. So I put it on repeat, on loop, and I just listen to it, and I start to see kind of like the full scope of the number, and then I start to like get it up on its feet. And then things change, but that initial like exchange between like the music telling me things, I think is the most important thing. And I hold that very like true. Even like if the music exists already, sometimes I have to just rely on the script because there is no song. But and then that becomes my thing. And that scene, I just read the script over and over and over again. It's story first for me. It always has been. My advice for up and coming choreographers, that I'll do this specifically for up and coming choreographers that want to work in film and television and narrative space, because I think that's kind of where I've found myself most of the time now. But like, really study the craft of storytelling and really like practice telling stories all the time. Like even when you're just hanging out with friends and stuff, like don't be afraid to like like the same way that as a dancer, like I had to dance, as a choreographer, it started to become this thing where like I have to tell stories. And I think that's a big key. And sometimes when you go into those roles to just make up dance, it's not quite serving the film or your director or the audience, whatever it is. So just really lock into those stories, because that's what we're doing. We're telling stories through dance.
Thank y'all for letting me come here and share this moment from the film version. I'm going to allow this to dance. So much love. Thank you.
I think one of my favorite moments was like having them connect with each other too.
Yeah,
That's
it
really
changes
cool.
the dynamic for sure. It's like everyone's dancing with each other, not just like performing the choreography. So yeah, and I know like in Wicked, being able to work with someone with a disability, how is that now translating to doing what you did today?
I mean, it's so crazy. Like I feel like fortunate to be able to get through that movie. I got connected to the community. I think that's the most beautiful thing for me, is because when I first started that movie, there was a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn, but that's every style I ever get into. When I work with ballerinas, I'm learning their dance. I'm learning their language. When I work with poppers, I'm learning their culture and the thing. And so it's like, it just felt like a community that I'm like, where have we been?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to connect with y'all. So it's really nice that movie has brought me into your world. And I just appreciate y'all for
Appreciate you.
bringing me in.
Thank you. Well, I know everyone had such a great time. I'm so sad that I wasn't there. But maybe next year. Maybe next year you'll come back.
You can watch it from
Yeah,
there.
no, I was watching.
Caught a little peek. Yeah.
Like,
You translated it with me.
I did.
And that was special. We had a moment in a dance studio, so you know.
well, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Oh my
I
God, thank
appreciate
you.
Thank you.
So this was my first time dancing with over 200 wheelchair dancers, and to sum it up quickly, it was life-changing, and I think very, very fulfilling for me as a human being on this planet.
So I put together the big archway right as soon as you go into the grand ballroom, and then like 3 interchangeable signs that they can swap out. There's a total of 3 of them. I've only seen the RE25 get put up, but there's 2 more. She basically said, "This is my vision. Go do it." And so I can be pretty handy when I want to be. So ended up putting it all together. We went to Hobby Lobby and she picked out all the lettering and stuff, and I just put it all together. Maybe I'll go down there and throw it up and swap out the signs myself.
All right, guys. So this morning was kind of crazy. It's definitely a very raw and honest moment of being someone with a disability. But my team stepped up. I'm still kind of running a little slow right now, but my team's incredible. They stepped in, they handled business down here, managing everything, and I just felt very helpless up there. But I came down to see the end of Chris Scott's class, which was so amazing, and I was over there doing the choreography. But it was just so fun to just sit back and watch the energy happen without me being there. It was really, really cool. So that was a very special moment.
All right, guys, everyone is at the Rollettes Rodeo right now. It's at the end of the weekend. We did it. Everyone's partying, having a good time, and that's gonna be a wrap.
All right, so Chelsie made it downstairs to the rodeo. She's all dressed up in her matching outfit with JJ. She's ready to rodeo. She's still feeling a little bit sick, but you know her. She's a boss. She shows up and she shows out.
Thank you guys for a great Rollettes Experience 2025, and I will see you next year.